Welcome to Can Angels Fly, Tarot, and More. My name is Nancy, and I'm here to do a remake of Taurus's September 2020 tarot reading. Unfortunately, the original had no sound, so now we've got sound. For this tarot reading, you won't see me shuffle the deck nor pull from the deck because I've retrieved the cards that came up in the original reading. Taurus, your motto is I have. You are a feminine sign and um, feminine earth. So let's see what the cards have in store for you. The first card is the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Four of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and last but not least, the Hangman in reverse. Now, the Nine of Swords, as well as the Nine of Cups, points us to a belief that you have, a philosophy, worldview, a viewpoint, an idea, or an ideology, your thoughts on something, your beliefs about something, whether it's love, work, family, what you are worthy of, what you are, what you may feel like you have as a debt. It's just any old type of belief. Anywho, the very first card, the Nine of Swords, talks about how whatever your primary belief is something that you know it's eating you up. You can't sleep. If some of you can't sleep at night, you're chronically worried or concerned that what your beliefs will not be reached or fulfilled or satisfied. Now, what belief are the cards primarily pointing to for you? Well, it's the beliefs that surround your Nine of Cups. And Nine of Cups represents what you feel like you need or want to attach to in life to have a sense of security and stability, emotional security. That means or suggests someone that you know gonna have your back, a shoulder to lean on, a place to go get a meal if times get hard, have a roof over your head. If you hit a life experience that leads you to have emotional or suffer some form of emotional turbulence, somebody's going to be there and they're not going to criticize you or come back and backbite you, you know, that kind of thing. So what am I saying the first two cards mean? The Nine of Swords and the Nine of Cups means. It says you, Taurus, have a desire to have somebody have your back, to have a support system. And that very belief is so strong, that desire and urge is so strong. And it almost seems like for many Tauruses, it hasn't been fulfilled. You know, someone hasn't taken on that role to care that much about maybe you and your emotional health and security. And so you may be staying up at night like, you know, I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody I can depend on. Why is nobody coming into my life that I can depend on and lean on? For other Tauruses, you may have thought that you had somebody in your corner. You believe that you could trust them, you know, that they cared about your well-being, your emotional health, and being that support system, that rock. And at this point in time, you may you know, some life experience may have led you to question or begin to question their loyalty to you. Maybe you've shared so much of yourself with them, and what you end up seeing through your interactions with them is just maybe they weren't the one to really confide in. And so you might be worried about what you've shared with them, you know, something like that. The next card is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords talks about your moments of just relaxation, reflection, and trying to figure out exactly how to move forward. And in this case, move forward with what? Depends on which Taurus you are, of course. One Taurus, you're deciding, how can I move forward with my life with the absence of that support system? How can I move forward? The other possible physical manifestation is a Taurus who says, okay, I have selected to trust maybe the wrong person or a questionable person with my most intimate, feelings and things like that, and my needs. And so it's this like, what can I say? It's this processing you go through. Again, it's like, how do I deal now that this truth, I have to deal with this fact. And that fact, of course, is unique to which Taurus you are and what you actually have going on. Either you're Taurus that it seems that you're absent of emotional support. It's emotional support system or support system, or you're a Taurus that may have again confided in someone that you thought was loyal to you, and you're realizing they're not, so now what do? The next card is the Ace of Pentacles, and it's to pull back and like not invest too much. Not to invest too much of what? Again, depending on which Taurus you are. One Taurus, not to invest too much of your energy in worrying about the absence of that support system. Not to give too much energy to it, too much time to it. And that seems to be the decision that you'll end up making before the closing of September. For the other scenario for Taurus, is saying, okay, Taurus, have invested in the wrong person or persons, thinking that they were a support system. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse, suggesting, again, not investing any further. How might you not invest any further if that particular scenario resonates with you? Might not giving too much, not giving any more of yourself and your intimate reality, the aspects that people cannot see of you unless you let them know about it. Keeping that to yourself, holding back from that. It could also be, you have these hopes that you want to fulfill, and again, you worried about those too. Will it come into being? Will you have what you need? And so you may be coming up with some plans, to try to deal with whatever is some type of obstacle to you, and you shared it with the support system. And so it's those type of plans that you have been going over, trying to figure out, that you won't invest, you won't share with them. The next card is the Four of Pentacles. It's in reverse, pointing back to the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles points us to your intimate space, your immediate environment, the things and people that you frequent. And it's the Four of Pentacles is looking at how you feel as a direct result of you socializing with the specific or the particular people that you socialize with. And again, it's like you got to a point, or you have gotten to a point, where you do feel like you have to keep things under wrap. Keep it to yourself, because your connection with that other, or the lack of another, has been something that you realize is not allowing you to go to the next level. It's like you never ever truly experience that sense of emotional security, or that support system. You never felt the relief of the support system. Your last card is mentioned, but not least, is the Hangman in reverse. And it seems like some Tauruses have really been down about this situation. As a Hangman suggests that a person, namely you Taurus, hasn't wanted to look at what's been taking place right before your eyes. You know, you haven't wanted to. You haven't wanted to look at how you feel stagnated or um, you not haven't been able to again move forward, just kind of feeling stagnated. That some, again, it depends on which Taurus you are, invested in the wrong person. You gave too much of your intimate self or your private self to another, believing what, that they was your support system, or you gave too much to the regret that it's an absence of a support system, and you hadn't wanted to look at it. And I can understand fully why you haven't wanted to look at it. Why? Because of the Nine of Pentacles. You have felt the warning shots. I'll say the warning shots of your mind, of your you know, of your, like, your emotional mind. You could feel like, again, that it was detrimental to you to sit up and worry about not having a support system that you believe you should have. You knew it. And so you didn't want to take a closer look at it because you may have been afraid that you would slip deeper, you know, into some sadness or depression if you look at the reality of it. And the same thing stands true for the other scenario for Tauruses. That if you look around and say, I might have invested in the wrong people. I might have told somebody, you know, I trusted. I shouldn't have trusted. I told them some intimate stuff about myself. They know where I'm vulnerable at. But you, even though you felt the, I don't know, you felt the warning sign. You felt it, literally. You didn't want to acknowledge it. Why? Because it would do what? Lead you to be hurt, worried that, hey, they're going to let the cat out the bag. You know, I'm vulnerable, and they're going to let my vulnerability be known. It's going to get out, you know. And so you wanted to ignore it, hoping like it wouldn't come, like it would just go away. It would just go away. But in the month of September, you realize that your concerns ain't going away. It's not going away. And so in the month of September, it seems like you realize that there is always, what, a light at the end of the tunnel. That's the thing for the month. The light always at the end of the tunnel. And the light for you, Taurus, is that of just finally cutting your losses and acknowledging, one, that some of you don't have the support system you want, but it's time to move forward. And it's time to be your own confidant. And for the other scenario for Taurus, it's time. There's light at the end of the tunnel. It is what it is. You can't change the past. You may have trusted the wrong person, but it's time to let go and pull back and not give, again, too much of yourself to another, or to reveal your secrets to those that are not worthy or capable of keeping your secrets or being that support system. Again, you can't change the past, but you can make sure that unworthy people never know your vulnerability, something like that. Thank you, Taurus, for coming here to Can Angels Fly Tarot and more, and allowing me to reread the cards for you. If you're ever interested in ordering your own personal tarot reading, you can do so by contacting me by email. My email is canangelsfly1@gmail.com. Until next time, bye.